She asks, I'm a 21-year-old Catholic woman who's had people say that I'm not a real woman because I enjoy watching NASCAR and hockey with my dad, and they say that I display traits that are too masculine. How do I respond to their comments in a loving way?
I don't know if you need to. It's just that's stupid. I can't imagine that. I'm sorry. No, your friends are probably really smart and they're not they just are. I don't understand. I don't understand how someone could actually think this way, that to say that if you are a man, you must be interested in these things. If you're a woman, you must be interested in those things, particularly something like NASCAR and spending time with your father. Like that, those things seem to be what a child of their father would want to do, whether a son or daughter. I mean, for crying out loud, I can see value in, so for example, one of my least favorite Olympic sports is diving. And the reason is because I was a swimmer growing up. And so it's always swimming versus diving kind of a thing. And yeah, so there's a lot of women who love watching diving. I can also enjoy diving. I mean, I can enjoy watching diving. I can't imagine why someone would say, if you enjoy NASCAR, you're not a real woman. That there's no parallel. That's, in fact, it would be the biggest kind of erroneous stereotype that I could even possibly imagine. Because if you go to, as Megan knows, if you go to a NASCAR event, it is not simply dudes watching the NASCAR event. There are plenty of women who are watching NASCAR. And now there are a number of, not a lot, but there are some women who are driving in those NASCAR events. And so I don't understand that. But I don't know, Jason, that's probably not an adequate answer, just me going on a rant about how dumb
some thoughts come to mind to me is like, if these overly rigid gender stereotypes are grounded in reality, then what do you do with a person like St. John Paul II, who is deeply into theater and poetry and the arts? Like, is he just not a real man while he's busy, skiing on Italian glaciers at 11,000 feet in the Alps? Like, what do you do with somebody like that? Like, so masculine, but I thought theater is feminine. It's like, these are overly rigid gender stereotypes, and none of us fit them all. I mean, I'm not into NASCAR. I can't stand watching cars go in a circle for hours on end. Cars, not my thing. Like, I can't even change my oil in my own car if you ask me to. Like, that's not my thing. Like, they say, well, if you're a real man, you're into hunting. It's like, I'm not. Right. Like, I threw a rock at a bird when I was a kid and I hit it, and I still feel bad about that. And so, like, you don't have to fit the stereotypes. You just don't. So don't feel any pressure. I remember one feminist author, not Catholic, she said, look, a woman is a person with a female body and any personality, not a person with a female personality and any body. And so don't feel any pressure or need to conform to these bogus gender stereotypes. You are a delight to your father. And I couldn't even imagine what joy it gives him just to sit beside you and watch guys fighting on a hockey rink or watching the cars spin around. Like, that's where the money's at right there, is the joy that you share and that experience with your father. And so don't let anybody rob you of that. And don't for a second let them rob you of your identity as a woman, which is a gift to you from God the Father, who, by the way, also enjoys watching NASCAR with you and your father together. So,
if I could, just one more thing.
Yeah.
Jason, have you ever read the book A Wild at Heart?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Mm-hmm.
So the author, John Eldridge, this whole book, and maybe Megan has heard of this book as well. It was a bestseller. It's still so good. I actually, even now, it's made a resurgence among the men in our ministry here on our campus. And in it, here's John Eldridge talking about what it is to be a man and all these kind of manly things. And he makes a very clear point of saying, now, when I say what it takes to be a man, I'm not talking about spitting on the floor and driving a truck and, going, like you said, like going hunting and trapping and fishing, all these kind of things. Those are, like, again, stereotypically male things. But he said, I mean things like, okay, you are a son. You are a brother. You are oriented towards being a father. And same thing, conversely, is to Megan, you are a daughter, you're maybe a sister, you're oriented towards being a mother. And like that sense is just like, okay, that's ultimately what it comes down to, not what are your pastimes that you're interested in. And I just think that is really incredibly freeing to know that, those others are caricatures of what it is to be a woman or caricatures of what it is to be a man.
Hey there, I hope you enjoyed that little clip, but if you want to see the whole episode where this came from, just click the link here. And in the meantime, we want to invite you to help us share this message, and there's a couple things you can do real quick. Number one, if you like or comment or share this video, YouTube will actually show it to more people. Also, Don't forget to subscribe, hit the notification bell. We release videos every single day, and you'll be notified as soon as those come out. If you want to help us also to spread this message, you can support us at patreon.com/Jason Evert. That helps us to create these videos and show them to the whole world. God bless.